All right, Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back another video, another lesson. All right, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to you brothers and you sisters out there. The title, well, this is going to be a news report. All right, we're going to the news. All right, bring out some articles. All right, and show you the signs of the times that we're in. All right, and like it always says in the Second Esdras 15, these words are faithful and true of the Heavenly Father. All right, so let's go straight into it. Let's start with this. Slovakia. Start with this from End Time Headlines. It says China is reportedly constructing D-Day style barges for a possible Taiwan invasion. And if you know, China wants to invade Taiwan. It's called a reunification. They call it reunification. It says China is reportedly constructing a D-Day style barges that could be used in an invasion of Taiwan. According to Naval News, at least 3 of the new craft have been observed at give me a second, at Guangzhou shipyard in southern China. It says experts told the Telegraph that the barges, seemingly drawing inspiration from the Mulberry harbors built for the Normandy landings in 1944, could prove critical in amphibious invasion of Taiwan. The vessels reportedly feature a bridge that could transport tanks and supplies across unpassable ground onto the island of Taiwan, which China regards as part of its territory. Currently, Taiwanese forces have been operating under the assumption that an attack by the Chinese People's Liberation Army would have to take place at a handful of strongly defended ports. By allowing China's forces to pass by rocky or soft beaches that are unsuitable for heavy vehicles like tanks, the barges would create multiple fronts for an invasion while weakening Taiwanese defenses. China views Taiwan, let me get this out of the way. It says China views Taiwan, back here, as part of its territory, even though Taiwan has effectively been independent since 1949. China regularly threatens Taiwan with incursions by warships and fighter jets, although these actions stop short of direct confrontation. Xi Jinping, the leader of China, stated in his New Year's message 2 weeks ago that reunification with Taiwan is inevitable. The people on both sides of Taiwan Strait are one family. No one can sever our family bonds, and no one can stop the historical trend of national reunification, he said on CCTV, China's state broadcaster. Reports this month indicate that Taiwan's military is considering recruiting foreign fighters to address a troop shortage amid growing pressure from the People's Liberation Army. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has appointed several hawkish foreign policy advisors to his transition team, though he has pledged not to allow the U.S. to become involved in foreign wars. All right, so this is one of those rumors of wars, right? Let's get Luke. Let's get Luke 21 and verse 11. It says, matter of fact, start of verse 8. It says, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet." Let's look up commotions, right? Commotions. I'll just play it.
Strong's G 181, akatastasia. Akatastasia.
It says instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion, right? It says disorder, commotion, confusion, tumult. What's a tumult? All right. It says a loud, confused noise, especially one caused by a large mass of people, confusion, disorder. All right. So when you hear wars and commotions, what you're seeing, that play out on the earth today, right now. All right. The end, it says But when you shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet, but the end is not by and by. So you will hear these, different wars and different rumors of wars, right? But the end is not yet. It says, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. So you're going to see these, different wars and rumors of wars. Nations going to come up against nation. All right, they're going to may go to war. Already got Ukraine and Russia going to war. All right, got the state of Israel going against the Middle Eastern countries. And some of those groups, Hamas and Hezbollah, Iran. Right. Let's get Salakia. Let's get Revelation. That's all gonna lead to World War III. Revelation 16, all right, Armageddon. And it goes to the point in 15. It says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which is Armageddon. All right, and that's gonna take place over in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right, Joel 3 and that's Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. In the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which is Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh, is near in the valley of decision. See? And it's all going to lead to World War III. We're going to have these little wars play out, right? Then eventually, you'll have America go to war. Let's get Jeremiah. Is it in 50? All right. The least of the flock is going to draw them out. Yep. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he will make their habitation desolate with them. All right, and the least of the flock shall draw them out. It's talking about Israel, man. All right, Israel's going to draw all these nations to war. All right, it's also ultimately going to draw out America to war, and World War III is going to happen. Right, which in the end, also is going to concur the destruction of America. You see. Let me see if it's in the next chapter, Jeremiah 51. They're going to bring in a what's they call that? A draft, right? But no one know. This is Jeremiah 51. Is it in this chapter? Let me see. So give me 1 second. Yep. Jeremiah 51. And yeah, Jeremiah 51:30 says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. See? It says the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Let's look at forborne. It's chadal. It says to stop, cease, desist, forego, cease to be, leave undone, forbear. All right. It says be lacking or idle. See, to be flabby. It says of a part of a person's body, soft, loose, fleshly. So they became. It says down here, not tightly controlled, powerful, or effective. See. So they have forborne to fight. It became soft, man, like women, because women are what? They're the weaker vessel. So basically, it's saying the Lord is saying basically the men of Babylon become weak, which they are. As you look out, you look on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the men in America are weak, man. All right, and that's not nothing to be proud of. America's gonna get destroyed in a battle with another country. Now they are, they're one of the top militaries. The U.S., U.S. Army, the Navy, okay, Navy SEALs. They got these different, task force teams. Yeah, they're top in the, in the military, but these other countries, they're not weak anymore, man. As I told you in Joel 3, right? It says, let's go back to it. Let me see if I can find it. Joel 3 and where's it at? Yeah, Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. These weak nations, they're strong now. All right, they're not weak anymore. No, they got their own military power. They got their own nuclear power. All right, they're coming together. These different nations are coming together, unifying with one another to come up against Babylon, to come up against America. You see, so all this is gonna lead to to war, man. They're gonna go to war with each other. Then eventually they're gonna try to take on the Savior when he returns. See, so let's go. Let's get the next one. Let's go down here. All right. It says respiratory illnesses at high levels across 35 states, including Texas. All right, we're gonna watch this video. It's only like a minute, 47 seconds. So let's listen in.
Staying home sick today. One who is staying home sick today, you're not alone. More hospitals say they are overwhelmed by patients suffering from respiratory illnesses, and we've been seeing a lot of that locally here as well. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has a story.
This morning, a warning from health officials about a deadly surge in respiratory illnesses, now at high levels in 35 states.
One snapshot is on Tuesday, out of all admissions, about 20% tested positive for some type of respiratory virus.
It's being referred to as the winter quademic, an increase in cases of COVID, RSV, stomach viruses, and flu, leading.
And I had to mute that, because, you mentioned that, they take your video down, so Salakia.
To a spike in emergency room visits.
The common cold, like a cough, a sniffle.
We think it might have been COVID, but it was different than she's had it in the past.
In Chicago, 2 children under age 2 have died from the flu so far this year. Last year, there were 0.
It's really among all age groups. We are seeing an increase in pediatric population as well.
In Louisiana, parents are rushing kids to the ER with stomach viruses, primarily due to dehydration. In Minnesota, hospitals report unprecedented visits with longer wait times in the ER.
Very high volumes of viral illnesses, registrations that are about 30% higher than we saw last year at about the same time.
Beds reserved for the most severe cases.
Because of crowding and record flu admissions, our emergency departments become crowded and there's less main room spaces to be seen.
Doctors attribute the spike in illnesses to gatherings over the holidays and lower vaccination rates. It's important to protect yourself. Doctors say wash.
So people are getting sick out here, man, because these diseases that's out here. Let's get Ezekiel 7 and 15. It says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. All right? And also famine is prophesied. So a famine is going to come. Food. We're in the time of, January, right? The new year. Today is January what? The 13th? Yep. Monday, January 13th. We're, almost 2 weeks into the new year, man. And a lot of things been happening. You got T attacks happening. You got mass shootings. You got wildfires. All right, you got different diseases spreading across the state, even the world. Earthquakes. 7.1 earthquake in China. Now it's another earthquake in Mexico, I believe. It was 6.2. A lot of things are happening, man. This is all of the Lord. All the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is moving. Okay? The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. This is only the beginning. Matter of fact, let's get Matthew. This is just, the start of it. Matthew 24. All right, same thing in Luke 20 and 6. It says, ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. You get this word rumors. All right. It says the sense of hearing, the organ of hearing, right? A hearsay, report or rumor. Hearsay, information received from other people that one cannot adequately substantiate a rumor. And Elder Apostle Gabar, he went into it. Let's go to the etymology. For rumor. Yep. Rumor. Okay. Oh, they must have took it down. Let me see if I probably spelled it wrong. Slovakia. No, I spelled it right. But let's do this. Rumor. It says an unsubstantiated report, gossip, hearsay. Also, tidings, news, a current report with or without foundation. All right. It says commotion, widespread noise or report. All right. Noise, clamor, common talk, hearsay, popular opinion. All right. Which it was another one they had, but I don't know what happened to it. But, it's just, you want to hear different rumors of wars and rumors of wars, man. It says, and see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, what's sorrows? The word is Odin. It says the pain of childbirth, travail, pain, birth pangs, intolerable anguish, in reference to desire, in reference to dire calamities, precede the advent of the Messiah. You see, so let's look up anguish. Severe mental or physical pain or suffering, agony. You see, these are beginning of just the beginning of what's to come. It's going to continue to increase. All right. I had another one. I forgot what it was, but that's all right. Let's get this other one over here. So this is from the People's Voice. It says this is a Trojan horse. Developers ILA burn areas for a 15-minute city transformation. Right? It says California Governor Gavin Newsom is facing criticism amid reports that he is collaborating with developers to rezone fire-ravaged areas of Palisades into high-density 15-minute city hubs. It said the alleged changes involve top-down government-driven urban planning to shift zoning designations from R1, which allows for single-family homes, to R3, a classification that permits the construction of high-density apartment complexes. While proponents argue the 15-minute city agenda, which Newsom continues to deny in public, is a necessary step to address California's growing inequality and housing crisis. Critics are sounding the alarm about its implications and tying it to the controversial agenda of the 15-minute city. But you don't know what a 15-minute city is. A 15-minute city is a city planning model that aims to make daily necessities accessible within a 15-minute walk, bike ride, or public transit ride from any point in the city. The goal is to reduce car use and promote walking, cycling, and public transportation. So they don't want you to drive, because it's going to come to a point where they're gonna get rid of gas cars and bring in what they call these things, electric vehicles, like Tesla, right? They got in Ford, I think they got electric vehicle. You can charge your car up. They're gonna do away with gas because they're saying it's harming the ozone layer. It's causing sea change. So they're gonna get rid of gas. They're gonna bring everything in electric. And not just for your car. They're gonna do it to your house. All right. They're gonna have a electric stove. because they want power, man. These people they want control. You know, let's get let's get Ezekiel 28, right? King Tyrese king overthrown. It says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, which today the modern prince of Tyrus is Esau. Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Who are the seas? All right, the seas represent the people. All right, tells you that in Revelation. Just like the wrong one. The 17th chapter, verse 15. It says, I'll start at 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right, so that's the seas. So the seas represent the people, all right, and the multitudes, right? So going back, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, so thus saith the Lord, power, because thine heart is lifted up, which your heart represents your mind, okay? Thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of the Most High. They want the mind. All right, they set their mind as the mind of the Lord, man. Why? Because the Lord controls everything on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. You know, and these elites know that. Because they read this stuff. They're not, just some regular old men, who got riches and wealth. No, they know what's going on, man. They know that we're the Israelites. They know who we are. They know who they're dealing with, And the proof, let's get that word heart to show you, okay? In the Hebrew, it's the word lab, okay, lab. It says inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding, okay? It says midst of things, heart of man, soul, heart of man. It says mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory. You see? So your heart is your mind. All right. Verse 3, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. See? And then you go to Obadiah 1 in verse 3, it says, the pride of thy heart, right, which is their mind, have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So that's pride, man. You see? And it tells you that the pride of thine heart, man. They have these Edomites, all right, they have super duper pride. They think they can't be touched. Right, but they will be touched when the Lord returns. Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay? Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. This is once was where everybody wanted to come, All nations wanted to be here, right? Because America was at one point it was thriving, But now everybody's seeing what America really is, man. And it's no more called tender and delicate. We'll see what the NLT says for this. It says, come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, and sit in the dust, for your days of sitting on a throne have ended, O daughter of Babylonia. Never again will you be the lovely princess, tender and delicate, right? Let's see what tender and delicate says. Let's look them up real quick. Okay, tender is rock or rock. It says tender, soft, delicate, weak, tender, delicate of flesh, weak of heart, timid. All right. Tender, delicate, dainty, delicate. Down here it says luxurious. See that? Dainty, delicately small and pretty. All right. Of person, delicate and graceful in build or movement, particularly good to eat of food. All right. difficult to please, typically concerning food. All right, didn't really give you much, but no more should be called tender and delicate, man. All right, so this gonna be brought. This place gonna be brought down pretty soon, you know. But going back, it says while the idea has been praised by environmentalists and left-wing urban planners for its potential to reduce carbon emissions, it has also become a lightning rod for controversy. Detractors argue that 15-minute city initiatives often come with heavy-handed government policies that undermine individual freedoms. Many fear these developments could lead to increased surveillance. See? Increased surveillance, restricted mobility, and the erosion of property rights, particularly when high-density housing replaces a single-family neighborhood. So it could come with surveillance, restricted mobility. You can't barely go anywhere. All right, and the erosion of property rights. They can take the house from you if they wanted to. See? Look at all that. All that is burned. It says critics of the idea of rezoning the Palisades question the wisdom of transforming fire-damaged areas into high-density housing. The region's history of devastating wildfires has already strained its infrastructure and emergency response capabilities. Expanding population density in these areas could exacerbate these challenges, potentially putting more lives at risk. You know, and you can read more on that if you want. You see, so these people want control, man. Now let's get that Second Thessalonians like I wanted to get. And it reads, Second Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, right? Who opposeth and exalteth himself. It says who opposeth and exalteth himself. He exalted himself. Well, not really, but the Lord exalted him, but he believes he exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. He is the Most High, you know. And how you gonna sit in there? Your temple is really your body, you know. And they're gonna do that by how? Putting that when the time comes, putting that C hip in you, you know. The RFID, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. See. And you got another one over here talking about it. I'll put the link in the description. Is Los Angeles getting purposely burned to the ground in order to start a smart city in a few years? I'll put this link in the description if you want to read it. All right. And we got this last one right here. Google says it definitely has no plans to stop censoring Americans. Google has announced that it definitely has no plans to reduce its censorship of Americans despite the growing public sentiment against censorship. The tone-deaf declaration by Google comes just days after Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced plans to eliminate professional fact-checking across Meta platforms and to introduce relaxed moderation policies. We're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms, Zuckerberg said in a video posted Tuesday morning. More specifically, we are going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the U.S. So Americans can finally speak freely on the internet without fears of retribution for sharing the wrong political opinions. Not exactly. While they may be true of Facebook and Twitter/X, the most powerful tech company in the world remains steadfast in its efforts to police and control speech. Alphabet Inc.'s Google has Google has shown no interest in joining the push to restore free speech on the internet. Without Google on board, the internet will never be open and free. No entity on the internet wields more power than Google. As of September 2024, Google accounts for 90% of all searches in the United States. There are 8.5 billion searches on the platform each day, 99,000 searches per second. All right. It says the average person searches Google 3 to 4 times a day. More than 66% of web traffic referrals come from Google, meaning most websites' page views are dependent upon Google, you know. And that's only gonna, not just Google, but that Facebook and Twitter, that's only gonna be for a time. They're eventually gonna go back to censoring or censorship because that's what they want. Matter of fact, let me see, it was another one. See, Newsom demands X censor misinfo about wildfires. Only MSM should be allowed. You see, so that censorship is gonna play a big part. Not only on the internet, but against this ministry, man, against this truth. We always bring out Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, all right, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." Meaning what? You're not going to be able to hear these words, in the times to come. You're not going to have the prophets to break down, the scriptures to you. The men of the Lord are not going to be out on the highways and hedges anymore, trying to tell the people what's to come. Tell them to repent, turn back to the Lord. This is what's coming, the mark of the beast, different things like that. They shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. And this word is like, the Lord causes these scriptures living waters. That's what thirst are going to faint for. All right. Isaiah is 8. And I'll start at 13. It says, "Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem." Right? And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. You see, only those who, the elect, really, all right, gonna have this testimony sealed up inside of them, man. All right. And then Ezekiel, no, not 7. I forgot what it was. It's Ezekiel, I believe it is 7. Yeah, it is 7. Salaki, Ezekiel 7, 144, called like how about Shem Shai. Ezekiel 7:25. "Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients. They shall seek a vision from the prophets." People going to start looking for the men of the Lord, trying to get them to break down prophecy. You may try go on YouTube, which in that times we believe you're going to have a digital ID to access the internet. They're going to shut the internet down. They're going to collapse this system, man. Financially collapse it. Economically collapse this system, and do a total reset on everything. You see, and when they bring it back up, that's that peace and safety aspect. Okay. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. "But at the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." That's that peace and safety. We have the solution. We have the answer to your problems. All right. It's going to start with the digital ID. Then it's going to lead to, and the digital IDs, digital money, right? Then it's going to lead to the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID hip. That's that peace and safety aspect. And in that time, we want to access the internet and, go on to use the internet. You're going to have the digital ID, man. You're going to try to search up Great Millstone, mark of the beast, or, Great Millstone, mark of the beast. You may not get no videos. You may get, the IOIC breaking it down, or One Body in Yahweh Shai, or one of these other camps that go off. You're not going to be able to get the truth of the Bible, and then definitely the Lord's going to remove his prophets, so you're not going to be able to find anybody. And if you do, this is what it says in Ezekiel, I believe it's chapter 2, and maybe 3. Ezekiel 3, and 26, and it says, and now make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. So the Lord's going to make our, we're not going to say nothing, or we're going to act like we don't know. You see? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to you brothers and your sisters out there. Continue to watch, continue to pray. Matter of fact, let's end it off with that. Let's end it off with that. Luke 21 and 34 says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. This goes for, myself as well, man. Right? For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So continue to watch and pray for, so you can maybe escape, these different plagues that the Lord's about to bring upon this world, man. It goes for, us as well that teaches Bible, So Lord's way he was edified through the spirit Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, the teacher of well. Peace and salutations to the full elect. Lord's way he was edified. To the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.